What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing another podcast-styled episode discussing the hypersexualization of Black women in hip-hop. This is another podcast-styled episode because I'm still getting my room together to make sure that the audio is good, the camera quality is good. As y'all know, I recently moved back to school. I'm off campus, but I have to set up my room how I want it. My room back home was perfect, so it is definitely an adjustment, especially since this house seems to be noisier. So just having to purchase a microphone, things I didn't have to worry about before, I have to worry about now since I am in a new environment, but I will get that back together soon so y'all can go back to seeing my face and being able to have a video where we're face to face, you know what I mean? So I'm so excited to do this particular video because I've been wanting to do it for so long. I've had this scheduled on my YouTube calendar for the past 2 months and it kept getting pushed back, but I'm glad I could finally do it because I feel like this is a big talk and a big conversation that people have been talking about a lot of the times when it comes to Black women in hip hop and basically the increase of vulgarity, sexuality within women and in hip hop as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So as you'll know, with women, specifically female rappers, beginning to take over the rap industry, it has become a common trend for mostly men and some of our elders to speak out against these women and what they would call their quote-unquote vulgar and overly explicit lyrics. Now, however, as y'all know, and I know, men have been making the same type of music, if not worse, for years now. Male rappers have been celebrated and praised for rapping about drugs, violence, money, sex, vulgarity, and so much more for many decades. Along with that, women have also been overly sexualized in rap since the beginning of rap, from being spoken about in a degrading way to being displayed as props in music videos, so on and so forth. However, for the past decade, women have begun reclaiming their sexuality outside of music. From the clothes we wear, the music we listen to, and the conversations we have, we have slowly begun to capitalize on the phenomenon that women can do it too. Though this has been super empowering within these past decades, it has also been extremely exhausting when we constantly have the male eye scowling at us during this process. In connection with women in the world, women in the rap industry now have begun to become increasingly successful in conjunction with the desire to be the independent and strong woman, which is the new trend that has been going on now with women kind of taking back their power. Women are increasingly taking back their power when it comes to the bedroom, the way they are spoken about, and of course, in the music industry. Female rappers have moved their sexuality to the foreground of their music rather than having it as an afterthought in a song. Female sexual pleasure has become a more common method of expression for millennials that was once a big no-no in society. Outward manifestations of sexuality are often embraced rather than condemned now, and a sexual woman is no longer a slut, a thought, a whore, you name it. She's now considered an empowered woman. So like I said, lots of men hate the fact that a lot of women in rap are very open and happy to talk about their sexuality. However, we all know women in other music genres also discuss sex, but they don't face the same criticism as female rappers. And honestly, I think this is most likely because rap is so much more blunt. Rap music frequently discusses sex directly and explicitly rather than utilizing subliminal metaphors and saying it in a quote-unquote pretty way. Popular rap sexuality is really associated with emotional ties like R&B songs, like our Summer Walkers, our Jhené Aikos. It instead emphasizes pure, shameless pleasure. For instance, the song WAP. When Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion dropped that song, several male rappers were very upset about it, and a few Congress people joined in with their disapproval as well. But I mean, of course people would be upset. It is an overdue role reversal. The song release was widely celebrated by just women. And honestly, I would say it does feel kind of good to have women in the public eye constantly pushing those boundaries. As women, we're taught to keep our sex drive a secret and not put it right in people's faces, literally or figuratively. It all goes back to women being depicted as more assertive, which many people still don't want to see in women. Rap is practically everything that women were taught not to do or be. So, like I said, though I feel like this is so empowering, I love seeing women reclaiming their sexuality, taking control, being assertive, kind of flipping the script on men and male rappers. I do kind of want to do a little bit of a connection when it comes to female rappers on the charts. So almost all of the music with female rappers that charted on Billboard's Top 100, they were all extremely explicit. So in my opinion, the discussion of sex in female rap is not necessarily a bad thing, but I do feel it kind of boxes in so many successful female rappers and female rappers on the come up. Cardi B herself stated that people don't support her songs unless she's rapping about her kitty cat. Many fans will argue that some of their favorite female rappers' best songs are not the ones that chart. aka not the sexually explicit songs. For instance, my particular favorite song from Nicki Minaj is All Things Go, where she raps about her family and her personal life, including her abortion. Another artist I would say is Cardi B. Cardi B's song that I love so much is Get Up 10, and that's where she discusses her come up to fame and how no one had faith in her success. Now, neither of these songs charted, and that's probably because they weren't explicit songs, but they were definitely amazing inspirational songs. The songs that chart don't necessarily express the true talent that these artists have lyrically, which allows haters to continue speaking negatively about these artists and discussing their quote-unquote lack of talent, which is solely not true. Like, let's be real, I'm sure these artists would rather talk about more important things and broaden their musical abilities, but the rap game inhibits them from doing so. So along with the explicit lyrics, a lot of these artists also tend to get surgical enhancements to attract more attention because, you know, sex sells, which further contributes to the sexualization, objectification, and insecurity of women, which also connects to the BBL movement, which is definitely a different story for a different day. Women's thoughts and challenges are more complex than those concentrated on their sex life. I love that women's sex drive and life is no longer so hush-hush, but I'd love to see more than this one-dimensional portrayal of female rap. There are songs with more depth, but society has been so concentrated on the simple sexual aspects of women. Rap is a form of expression where women can discuss all of the elements that make a person a multifaceted human being. Black women have to create overly sexualized songs to make it in this industry, and then they continue to make the music and people are now sick of them. So Black women just can't win. People say they're sick of them twerking, they're sick of them talking about kitty cats and booty, but that's what sells, and that's what y'all buy, and that's what y'all listen to at parties. Like, y'all gotta keep it real. And I totally understand everyone getting sick of hearing the same old, because although I do really love these artists, and don't get me wrong, I will listen to a lot of booty bouncing songs when I'm driving down in my car, okay? Them songs do hit, but sometimes it is a little bit refreshing to hear other songs where I could actually rap around it with my parents and not have to think about turning the music down. But these artists can't step outside that genre until people begin supporting and celebrating their other types of musical content, expressions, and talent. So that is basically my opinion towards it. In synopsis, I would say I do love the women empowerment. I do love the sexual liberation. I love all of that. But I also think that it's important to incorporate other aspects of it. And people love to come for Black women because they're and I'm saying Black women because Black women are primarily the ones that are taking over the rap industry right now in this day and age. People will complain about, oh, our children are listening to these music and which I completely understand. Do not get me wrong. Okay, I understand completely. But if that is what's selling and this is how they make their money, this is how their income comes in, that's what they're going to make. And it's just kind of sad because there's so many artists out there that aren't super sexually explicit or don't overly dress sexy, should I say, but they don't get the recognition that they deserve. For instance, you have Lady London. I love Lady London. She's so talented. And honestly, I feel like if she would jump into the category of just talking about straight sex, she probably would be a top rapper right now because she's really, really gifted. But I don't think she wants to do that because she wants to be in a different category. Young M.A. Although Young M.A. is a part of the LGBTQ plus communities and she doesn't really dress like, you know, I guess you could say a bad and bougie type woman, should I say? She still doesn't get the recognition that I think she deserves. I also think she's lyrically very gifted and talented. There's just so many rappers that don't get the recognition they deserve because they don't talk about that stuff. And for instance, Mulatto, if y'all think about it, Mulatto did not start charting or getting, you know, more well known until she started singing more sexually explicit songs, dressing more promiscuously, and getting her body done and altered. Though I love her as well, but I feel like a lot of the times we tend to box these artists in. So that's really my opinions on this topic. I would, of course, love to know what y'all think in the comments down below. Of course, always be respectful because you men be trying me. Be respectful. It's not that serious. We're all just having a discussion. Let me know in the comments down below. If y'all like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share on the road to 20,000 subscribers. And I know we will get there. So I love and I appreciate you all so much for the love and support. And I will see you all in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.